Xin kính chào quý vị khán giả của truyền hình FB đang theo dõi tiết mục những sinh hoạt trong cộng đồng. Ngày hôm nay chúng tôi mời ông nghị viên Kansen1 lên để cùng cho quý vị biết là bây giờ mình đang có một nghị viên trong thành phố, và trong dịp này ngày tháng 6 này sẽ có một cái cuộc bầu cử gọi là primary election. Minh Nguyên mời ông Kansen1 lên đây để cùng cho quý vị thấy là ông ta đã làm việc như thế nào, và chúng ta những người đi bỏ phiếu sẽ có tiếp tục dồn phiếu cho ông ta hay không, và để cho quý vị có cái sự lựa chọn chín chắn cũng như là đúng đắn thì Minh Uyên mời ông Kansen1 hôm nay. Và bây giờ là cái cuộc nói chuyện giữa ông Kansen1 và Minh Uyên của đài truyền hình FB. First of all, thank you for being here with us, Mr. Kansen1.
Oh, thank you, Minh Uyên, to invite me to your program. It's my honor.
Yes, because like the June primary election is coming, so we would like Vietnamese community as well and NetV audiences want to know about your platform.
Great.
You're serving in communities and
yes.
as well as if like you re-elected.
Great, thank you very much. And I just first wanted to commend you for having this community outreach program, so we can not educate our voter and also encourage the voter to come out to vote.
Yes.
Because this is so important. You know, as the elected official, we look at the voter data regularly, you know, just to find out what are the constituents, you know, their ethnicity and their background.
Okay.
And a lot of decisions are actually made by us with that voter data. So it's very important that we have high turnout in a June primary election.
Yeah, June 5th, right?
June
yes,
5th,
yeah, June
right.
5th. Ông Kansen1 vừa nói là ông rất là vui khi được lên đây và có cái chương trình như thế này để ông kêu gọi mọi người đi bầu, tại vì cho một cái người ứng cử viên và cho những cái sự việc mà đang còn làm việc trong thành phố thì tất cả đều cần phải qua cái sự của đi bầu của cử tri. So can you tell us a little bit about your platform as well as your background?
Okay, great, thank you.
Yes.
You know, I'm an immigrant from Taiwan. You know, my family fled from mainland China in 1949 in the minutes of notice. I was born and raised in Taiwan, and I came to the United States as a graduate student, attending California State University at Northridge. After I received my master's degree in electronics engineering, and I was hired in by IBM, you know, to relocate to San Jose. Okay. And so I worked at IBM for 18 years as an engineer. But at the same, during that period of time, my wife Daisy and we got into a restaurant business, a low-tech business. So in 1996, I left IBM and worked in the restaurant business. But in that business, I met a lot of people, a lot of community leaders and elected officials, and I think that's how I started getting into politics. So in the early 90s, I started serve on many of local boards and commissions. You know, I serve on the County Mental Health Board, and I also serve on the board we call the Private Industry Council, which is to help the youth and dislocated layoff worker to find another job. So that's the federal money that come to the state for that purpose. And so that's how I get into politics.
Yeah. Yes, and after that, so I know that you were a board member of school board,
right? And then later on, and I'm so into the politics, I choose to work for a state legislator. Yeah, I work for Senator Elaine Alquist, and then I became a district director for State Assembly Rebecca Kong. So I work in their local office, for a total a few years. And then I run for the various school board.
Okay.
And I was elected twice as a school board member.
Yes, so you served there and you worked with the kids very much.
Yes, I like to work with the kids and students. I think they really are future in our community. That's why, you know, my office, I always have at least 3 or 4 high school and college students as an intern.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And just a little bit, like before you came here, you attended a graduation ceremony.
That's right. I just came from the Piedmont Hills High School graduation.
Yes.
It was outdoor. First, I was concerned about maybe, you know, it's too hot, but it was cold. It was cold and windy out there. But
yes.
Yeah.
Thưa quý vị, vừa xong ông Kansen1 có nói qua về cái tiểu sử. Ông là một người qua bên Mỹ này, từ người Đài Loan qua bên Mỹ này, và ông đã khi qua tới đây, ông đã làm những cái công việc như thế nào, đi học như thế nào, chắc hẳn quý vị cũng đã nghe. Nên không có thể nhiều thời gian để mà lược kịch lại. Nhưng quý vị cũng biết là một người di dân đến đây cũng như chúng ta, người Việt chúng ta, nhưng ông từ Đài Loan, và ông đã làm trong school board của Berryessa trong 2 nhiệm kỳ, và bây giờ ông vẫn đang còn tiếp tục. Ông rất là yêu mến những người trẻ, đó là những cái em, ông nói là trong office ông lúc nào cũng có 2 hoặc 3 em đang còn học high school hoặc là đang còn college mà làm intern. Mr. Kansen1, so I know that you have a lot of programs for kids, and lately we just talked that you visited the jail, juvenile
yes,
jail,
yeah,
and have program for them.
Right, you know, the board president George Shirakawa and I, and one of the judge in the juvenile hall, we started a book reading program to encourage the kids that incarcerated to read, to pick up the habit of reading, and so we give them some incentive. Like my part is if they read 10 books, you know, that we have to test them. You know, it's not like you read it and, you know, you check it and we'll do. We will ask them to, you know, what is the story, and to just make sure that they actually they read the book. And if they read 10 books, you know, I will take them to a San Jose Giants game.
Okay.
But more importantly, I have made the arrangement with San Jose Giants to let them throw out the first pitch.
Oh, so encourage them to read.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, very important for kids to read, right?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, be back to politics. Since you have been there 4 years in the council.
More than 4 years, or 5+ years.
Oh, really?
Because I was first elected in the special election.
Oh.
When Chuck Reed got elected to the mayor.
Oh, yes.
That the seat was open. Yeah, so I was elected to in 2007, and then I finished Chuck Reed's final term, and then in 2008 I run unopposed, nobody running against me.
Yeah.
So I served. This is the end of my first term,
Yeah.
and I'm running for my last and final term.
Okay, yes, and so in that, so what have you more interested in the last 5 years, right? More than 5 years.
More than 5 years.
What have you done and most interested about?
You know, a lot of things. For the North San Jose area, you know, in the 90s, the city decided to develop some residential. And the idea is to put some residential unit close to work, close to the company where they work. But then there's no specific plan. There was a big idea to say, yeah, we're going to put some residential in North San Jose area, without a very detailed, well thought of plan to implement that development. So first thing I did after I got elected, I got the community together, the landowners, the resident there, the environmental people, the chamber people, the labor people. So we formed a North San Jose task force.
Okay.
And then we'd really come out with a very detailed, well thought of plan called North San Jose Neighborhood Plan. And I'm very proud to say that that neighborhood plan, North San Jose Neighborhood Plan, just recently got best planned neighborhood development plan for no, not just nationwide, by the American Planning Association.
Oh,
so it was
it's very good to hear that.
That's right.
And that's the most interested. And what about because like this is a part of Vietnamese community, so we would like to ask you, like, what do you see interested about the Vietnamese community around here?
Right. You know, Vietnamese, like myself, as an immigrant.
Yes.
You know, and I know there's a lot of first-generation immigrants here. So I not only understand their concern and issue, because I live through all those concerns and issues. So over the last 5 years, I have held a Vietnamese-speaking twice the public safety forum.
Yes.
Right, and the idea is to let them understand the law and the right exactly, and because the police that they are authority
or something like that,
is very much different than, you know, those police where we came from. So we wanted to educate them so they know their right. You know, when they how do they interface with the police? You know, if the police stop you for a speeding, what are the steps that you need to take, and not to get the police people too excited. You know, because you hear some tragic shooting in the of San Jose PD. And then also, most recently, I held a health forum, a Vietnamese health forum, trying to get some resources from the county and from the state and from the federal government. You know, and introduce them to the Social Security, the Medicare, and it was very well attended. Yeah, the city is, when you ask for my accomplishment, the first thing it came out to me is the North San Jose Neighborhood Plan. But because in City Hall, as a city council member, we spent almost 60% of our time doing the land use, on the land use issue. You know, every conversion, you know, from the agricultural land to the industrial land, or from industrial to residential to commercial, they all have to go through the city council. So there's a lot of land use. It's going to consume a lot of my time. But most importantly, and what I enjoyed most is to build a stronger community. So my office, we regularly hold like those community forum on public safety, on health and welfare, and we also have like a movie night, you know, and they also like Halloween. You know, we try
to give out the pumpkins night.
I remember and the idea is to get those people out to meet with their neighbors, to know their neighbors. We usually pick somewhere close to a school site, so for the school parents to know their kids' friends' parents, and they work out very, very well.
You must be very, very busy though. Yes, but we talk about the Vietnamese community here, so I just want to remind a little bit about the Little Saigon matters like a couple of years ago. And one of the things that I admire you and your wife Daisy very much is you and your wife were there with our community every night. Is that
that was
that's my remember. Is that correct?
That's correct. Every night, and that's when I was trying to talk, my friend Lee Tong, you know, my hero, and we're trying to work out a way to get the Little Saigon name without the huge sacrifice of a human life. Because I think it was a simple decision, and for one reason or another, that I felt that the city put the Lee Tong's life at risk.
Yes.
For really no good reason. So I promised Lee Tong that I will work inside the city hall, trying to convince some of my colleagues to change their mind, but and also promise that I will visit him every night. I remember those are the cold nights.
Really cold nights, right?
But a lot of time I couldn't make it there until like 10, 11 o'clock. And I was very, very touched to see there's still a very big crowd, even at 11 at midnight, to keep Lee Tong company.
Thank you for being with us during the Little Saigon time.
No, that's the right thing to do. I mean.
And right now we have a little break. When we'll be back, I will ask you a little more about city. What's happening in city right now?
Sure.
And please stay with us for a little while, and we will be back